What's up, HyperFast Nation? On this episode of the show, I am going to talk about my first year in real estate where I sold $22 million and the biggest mistake I made that year. It will probably surprise most of you. Stand by for the next episode of the HyperFast Show. All right, welcome to this episode of the HyperFast Show. Today I am talking about my first year in real estate and specifically the biggest mistake that I made in that year. Right, it was a great first year by all counts. I sold over 22 million in total volume, 37 transactions, and I did it all in a strategy which I laid out in my book here, the Hyperlocal HyperFast Real Estate Agent. This book has sold tens of thousands of copies, both on Amazon and Audible, so you can get it in paperback, Kindle, or listen to it. And I go over the strategy in that book that I used in my first year. By the way, if you're listening to this, want to get the book for free, you can go to hyperfastfreebook.com. That's hyperfastfreebook.com, and you can download a free PDF copy and learn about the strategies I used in that first year, specifically the STP philosophy that I used, that I implemented, which was segmentation, targeting, and positioning, right? So figuring out how to segment your market, which segment you want to target, and then positioning, how to position yourself to that target segment as someone that can add unique value, right? And then how to communicate that value, how to generate leads, how to close deals at a high rate, even if you don't have a ton of experience. So I go over all of that in the book, and I share it openly with you, right? And you can go on Amazon, of course, and read all the 5-star reviews or Audible and pay for it, or you can go to hyperfastfreebook.com and just download it for free. So during that first year, I did a lot of things right, and I'll talk about some of those things before I get to my biggest mistake. I ran my business very, very efficiently for the most part. So, I wasn't spending a lot of money buying leads. Yeah, I did marketing, right? I did a lot of good direct mail that generated listings. I did some paid ads, did not do Zillow. And when you're running as a solo agent starting out, you don't need to. I didn't do like realtor.com or any of that stuff. For the most part, I generated those deals, those 37 deals for 22 million by really narrowing down on my marketing niche. I started off by targeting 200 homes, picked up a lot of volume there, and then I kind of added on to that. By the end of the year, I had a few thousand homes that I was targeting, but it really started with just dominating like 200 homes, which I think, that's a good size. That's enough that if you have a, like a 10% churn, right? That's 20 deals a year times two sides, 40 deals a year. If you can go out and get a couple of those, that's a great way to start and add to it. And most real estate agents struggle, I think, and they make this mistake of trying to be everything to everybody, right? They want to go out and do deals with everyone, and then it's kind of hard, like if instead of going after those 200 homes, I went after the whole city of Arlington or county of Arlington, 250,000 people, it would have been really hard to get my messaging through, right? When you narrow your target market, you can really get, you can direct a lot of energy, a lot of time to those people, more time, more energy, more resources per person. And you can really tailor the message to them, right? It's easier to have a more tightly defined message when it's a couple hundred than when it's a few thousand and when it's 100,000, for example, right? So that really played a role, right? So, I did a good job of narrowing my target market. And then, I talk about this in the book a lot too. Like I did a really good job of leveraging one deal into two or three, or like, using, a listing to get 2 or 3 buyers, using buyers to get an off-market deal, using that off-market deal to go get more listings. So I talk a lot about that in the book as well. And that's something to think of, especially as you're a new agent and you need deals, right? Like, don't think of, a deal as just one deal, right? When you start to do that, you're thinking transactionally instead of long term. When you can think long term, one deal can easily lead to 5, 10, 100 over a lifetime. So start thinking lifetime value of a deal, right? Lifetime value of a customer rather than just short term, right? When you're thinking short term, you're thinking transactional as opposed to big picture. And I want you guys, especially if you're new, to think big picture, right? How can I get more deals from every deal I do? How can I turn one deal into 10, 10 into 100, 100 into 1,000, right? That's how you set yourself up for long-term success in this industry. Okay, and I did I explain a lot of that in the book and did a really good job of that. You know, in my first year, I was the number one salesperson in my office, right? So my strategy worked. It worked very, very quickly, and it's helped a lot of other agents in many, many markets now get off to a quick start. It's also helped people that maybe have plateaued, get up to the next level, or help people that are dominating one market, pick a strategy to expand to the next or to add other pillars of success to their business. So, those are all things I did really, really well. The thing I did poorly was research brokers before I made my, decision of where to go, in terms of, where to hang my license. So I paid over $60,000 in broker fees my first year in the business. And the biggest mistake, really, I think, was going to a place that had an unlimited franchise fee. So, yeah, I paid my local Century 21 owners probably $35,000 or more, but then I paid almost that much as well to Century 21 National because they take 6% of every dollar you bring in, right? Whether, doesn't matter how much you've paid your local broker. And this is the problem with the old-fashioned brick and mortar franchise model. Like most of them, that franchise fee never goes away. I didn't use a Century 21 CRM. I didn't use Century 21, website. Like I didn't get leads from them. They tell people that they give relocation leads out. Not one deal I closed came from a relocation account. So, a lot of the things they sell as benefits really didn't help me. And, I could have gone to a lot of other brokerages and paid less, significantly less, probably half. If I'd gone to EXP, where I am now, if I'd done that then, I would have maxed out at a $16,000 cap. So that would have saved me probably around $50,000 or more, right? That's just extra profit that I take to the bank, right? That I take home, that I can reinvest in my business, that I can go do fun things with, that I can invest in a rental property or whatever I want. So, tons of opportunity there when you get to keep more of your commission. And if you are, here's the thing to consider if you're joining a place that either has no cap or no cap on the franchise fee, multiply that number by 3, at least 3, all right? In other words, if you're paying 15% uncapped, multiply it by 3, that is most likely the amount of percentage of profit you are giving up, right? So if you multiply 15% by 3, for example, 45%, you are most likely giving up nearly half of your profit to your brokerage, right? Because you bring in gross commission, you pay your broker, you pay marketing, technology, maybe admin or VA support, right? So you have other expenses when you run a real estate business just in your brokerage. So if your brokerage expense, since it's the gross, right? If it's 15%, you're probably actually giving up 45%, nearly half your profit to your broker. So that was the biggest mistake that I made selling 22 millions. I didn't investigate brokerages. I didn't research it. I didn't look at what an uncapped system would do, to my bottom line. I didn't research if the benefits that were promised would actually, for joining that system would actually provide me with more income. They didn't, right? So, if you're going to give up 6%, 10%, 15% of your gross income, but it's going to help you increase your revenue by more than that much. It might make sense, but unfortunately, I have yet to see that be the case at any brokerage, right? So I think if you're looking at brokerage choices, you want to pick a place that will limit what you pay your brokerage, right? Like at EXP, we only have to pay $16,000. By the way, if you sell enough homes, they give you that back in the form of stock, right? So they have an icon program to reward agents who are selling at the highest levels. You can get all your cap money back in stock. You get ownership in the company through stock awards, and you get the ability to build a revenue share. When you introduce the company to other agents. And revenue share for many people has been life-changing because it gets you, income that is not associated with your own transactions, that does not have expenses associated with it, and that grows without you. And it's been life-changing for me. If you're, out there and you're looking at brokerages as a new agent, or, even if you're an experienced agent and want to know how to grow your business, how to grow your bottom line and build multiple streams of income, I'd love to talk to you about partnering with Carrie, Shaw, and I at eXp Realty. We've sold billions of dollars in real estate. We are top sponsoring agents at eXp. We can not only help you increase your sales production, but if you want, we can show you how to go out and recruit and build recurring income through revenue share. All you need to do is pick up your phone and send me a text message at 703-638-4393. Again, that's 703-638-4393. Just send me a text. I will answer. If you call, I probably will not, but if you text me, I will answer and get you information about joining us at eXp. You can also go to Why Libertas. That's WHY, the word libertas.com/Dan. So whylibertas.com/Dan, and you can learn more about our group there. We would be honored to talk to you about the opportunities with us at eXp Realty and hopefully help you not make the same mistake I did. So thank you for tuning in to this episode of the HyperFast Show. Please share this episode with other people that you think would benefit from hearing it, and I'll see you next time.